Welcome to The Journal. On today's show, we feature indie pop artist Asha Diaz and an inspiring story of a young man with cerebral palsy. After that, we'll take a look into the life of Randy, a man that rescues reptiles in the GTA. Stay tuned.
Later on in the show, we'll also be exploring the magical world of special effects makeup, and we'll also get an inside look into a local bakery and restaurant. Also, stay tuned for a captivating documentary about the world of online dating. Thanks for joining us. This is The Journal.
Welcome back. This is The Journal from Centennial College's Story Arts Center campus, produced by our very own broadcasting and film students. My name is Rosanna Cabas.
And I'm Marcel Lewis. Thank you for joining us on the show today. Cerebral palsy affects 1 in every 300 children in North America. The conditions affect everything from motor function to speech and cognitive learning.
Yet it doesn't hold back Torontonian Ramin Ronak, avid weightlifter, wheelchair hockey player, and inspiring businessman. In this documentary, we'll take a look at just how Ramin overcomes his disability to live life to the fullest.
Being involved in activities is quite easy for a regular person, but imagine on how hard it can be for someone who has a disability. This is Ramin, 22 years old, and is diagnosed with cerebral palsy. Despite his disability, he continues to stay active in his community.
To deal with my disability, I like to work out, play sports, hockey. I play with the hockey because it gives me something to do. I got to work for hockey, but my best place in grade 7. He told me to come twice. I tried it and I loved it.
He's one of those guys you just like to be around. Ramin is definitely a leader. Like he's engaging. You want to be around Ramin. And you see in hockey, he's aggressive. He tries hard. That makes his teammates want to try hard. I had the pleasure of coaching him on the national team in the summer, and it ended up in a shootout. The final game, a shootout, and he was our last shooter. Talk about pressure. And it was amazing. He went down as cool as could be and scored the winning goal to win us the national championship.
Wheelchair hockey gives people like Ramin a real opportunity to be a part of a community and meet new people with similar conditions and not be afraid to express themselves.
Meeting new people, it always has been hard for me because sometimes they don't understand me, so I have a difficult making friends. But most of the friends, they have patience that I can repeat myself so they understand me. I hope to accomplish my dream business, opening up a restaurant.
I hope he's able to achieve his goals, whatever they may be, but I know whatever he does, he's gonna be happy and do it to his best ability.
Yes, but it will take longer for me. A person without experience.
Ramin will be competing in the Wheelchair Hockey North American Championship in Philadelphia this summer and hopes to win it all.
Wasn't that inspiring? It just goes to show how passion and drive can help you overcome anything.
They sure can. Every day, new discoveries are made into the treatment of cerebral palsy, from orthopedic surgery to stem cell treatment. Within our lifetime, we may just see a drastic change in how the condition is treated. For now, Ramin reminds us that the person comes before the disability. Stay tuned to The Journal, where we catch up with a special effects makeup artist, take a look behind the scenes of a Toronto kitchen, and delve into the world of online dating.
That's right, Marcel. Next, we join Randy Stein, a Vaughan-based reptile rescuer. Randy uses his passion for all things scaly and aquatic to find homes and house to these not-so-furry creatures. Let's take a look.
Randy Singh is a reptile rescuer as well as an aquarium worker who encounters abandoned pets almost daily, such as turtles at his storefront or stumbling upon abandoned snakes, attempting to find homes for them at the store.
The challenges working in the pet industry is you do have people, bringing back unwanted pets because either they can't take care of them or they never realize the responsibility that goes into keeping an animal. A good example with this red-eared slider, it's a female. Yeah, female. She was dropped off at the store, just in front of the store. The people couldn't take care of her anymore, and instead of maybe posting it on Kijiji or seeing if a friend could take it or any of the reptile rescues could take it, they just ended up bringing her to the store, leaving her by the front door. So when I showed up for work, there was a turtle just basically sitting there and in a bucket and being like, hey, you're my home now. You have to take care of me now.
Reptiles and amphibians are the only animals that are not commonly included in the population of abandoned pets, even though fish can be pets. Reptiles are uncommon, especially snakes.
So this is another one of my rescues, one of my personal rescues. This snake was no longer, the owners could no longer take care of it, so I actually drove about an hour and a half to go pick it up from Aurelia. And just to give it a good home, it's a ball python, a male ball python. Yeah, he's a bit of a sweetheart, but luckily I was able to bring him to work and just kind of house him here and see if I can find, even a buyer for him and such as well, and another home for him. I personally have rescued 4 of these myself, and that's what I have at home.
He has also rescued snakes on his own and tarantulas that he has adopted. Despite having his own financial problems, Randy still finds room in his heart and home for a few new members.
Where I'm living now, rent is pretty tough sometimes because for about 2 months I was living on my own, and paying the rent for a 3-bedroom house by myself is definitely not easy on the salary I'm making. And times were tight, but for me, it's another life that has the possibility of being, put down or just thrown away. And I looked at it as an opportunity to bring it on and, not only learn about it, but also take care of it and give it a proper loving home. So yeah, it's, sometimes for me, it's, I unfortunately, my major personality is I always look at everybody else for, if they need help, and make sure their well-being is, fine, make sure they're doing well before I look towards myself. And that goes for both human and animal. One of the challenges that I had, recently was we had a reptile at the store. It was a small ball python that wasn't really eating properly. It wasn't doing well, and there was talks about euthanizing it, but I took it upon myself to actually bring it home and, nurse it back to health.
So he's doing way better now. He's got a good stomach on him. He's shedding properly compared to when I first got him, when he was really emaciated and he couldn't eat properly. I would have to force feed him. Actually open up his mouth and put the food in his mouth and have him take it down that way. He had a bunch of shedding on his face, so he was technically blind. He couldn't see anything because of the old skin. And I had to take my time and clear it all off for him. And now it's just building weight on him and getting him back to normal. But he's getting there. This one was a rescue. He said it was 2 years old. I picked this guy actually up on New Year's Day.
Unfortunately, it came at the expense of me actually eating myself. It was, a couple days without food, or, very sparing amounts of, food in me. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm a very selfless person. I look towards everybody else, make sure everybody's, well off first before I look at myself. And I wouldn't have it any other way. That's the way I'm programmed. That's the way that's human nature to me. So if I had to do it all over again, I would definitely do it the same way.
Reptiles and fish aren't necessarily the animal of choice for most families, but Randy's caring outlook might just be able to change that. This is Journal. Stay tuned for more docs. Now, we welcome Vancouver music artist Asha Diaz, who is also a student here in her first year of Centennial's Music Industry and Performance program. Asha had been making music since she was 6 years old, and as a singer-songwriter is constantly developing new material with dozens of songs to her credit. Without further ado, here is Asha with her song Vancouver Grey.
Say they really care, but the problem with my self-esteem is I'm unaware and I don't believe them, and I can't believe them. No matter what they give me, no matter what they say, the many times they've stopped me when I try to walk away, I don't believe them. I can't believe them. I've been hurt too many times to count. I've been burned too many times to count. I'm okay. There's nothing really wrong right now with my life. People say write about pain, but I'm okay. The boy I like's moving away, complaining 'cause Vancouver's gray. It's all I've got to say, that I'm okay. So I surrender every muscle, I'm expecting to collapse. I'm a little disappointed when I'm still not on my back, so I try falling. nothing really wrong right now with my life. People say right about pain, I'm okay, I'm okay. The boy I like's moving away, complaining 'cause Vancouver's gray. That's all I've got to say, that I'm okay. There's nothing really wrong right now with my life. People say right about pain, but I'm okay, I'm okay. The boy I like's moving away again, complaining 'cause Vancouver's gray again. That's all I've got to say again, that I'm okay.
Welcome, Asha. Thanks for being on the show with us today.
My pleasure.
So I heard you started singing from a young age. Can you tell us what inspired that?
Well, when I was young, I saw so many different artists play live that I just wanted to be up there. I wanted to be a part of it. So when I got the opportunity to take piano lessons and voice lessons, I had to take it.
So since you have been singing for so long, can you tell us when you started singing and what was your first song about? What maybe you wrote?
Well, I started singing when I was about 6. That's when I started taking lessons. I wrote my first song at 7 and a half called Cauliflower Clouds.
Cauliflower Clouds. That's a pretty interesting name. And can you tell us a little bit about your performances, any activities or venues you've been doing recently?
Yeah, I've been performing at lots of different bars around town. Usually I do some festivals, so hopefully I can do that this summer. Any pubs, any charity events, anything.
Oh, cool, cool. Just trying to get your music out there. And speaking of your music, have you been working on any new material, anything upcoming for the fans?
Yeah, definitely. I've been working on a new vinyl record that should be out, I don't know, whenever. It could take forever because I actually have to go back to Vancouver to record it. And because it's analog and it's on vinyl, you can't just record it and cut it up and split it up. It has to be perfect. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. It sounds like you guys have some really big things planned for the future. Thank you for being on the show today, and we'll see your performance later on today.
Thank you.
Stick around and keep watching for that. You can check her out at soundcloud.com/Aisha-Diaz. That was...
Anyway, makeup is more than something you slap on in the morning. For many, it is a way to hide all those little flaws or cover up our morning zombie. For Kay Weichman, a special effects makeup artist from the Toronto area, it is quite the opposite. Her company, Dog Monster Design, specializes in the creepy and the living dead. And we got a sneak peek at some of her technique in this upcoming story. Then, after that, we have a documentary about a wholesome food and the restaurant that serves it.
My name is Kate Weichman, and I own Doc's Monster Design. Well, we do special effects makeup for film, television, theater, print, magazines. So basically, we make monsters. Specialize in prosthetics, burn makeup, zombies, creatures, monsters, anything from, say, like a wolf man to an alien to just an old person. Well, I got into it originally just because I always had a love for movies, and especially horror movies. I used to sneak downstairs when I was little and watch the double billing of horror movies on the old Sci-Fi Channel. And my favorite part was always the monsters. I was always so excited to see the monster. And I remember I think I was like 4 years old at the time, and this is back when Blockbuster was still a thing. And I rented the Phantom of the Opera, and I nearly cried because they only show you the face of the Phantom at like the last 15-minute mark of the movie. And that was like the one thing I was really excited about. And it just kind of snowballed from there. Kind of learning trial and error, and eventually it just kind of led into a job, being handed a lot of opportunities that I did, and I'm really thankful for it. And I mean, I get to make monsters for a living. Like, how can many people can say oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing work at home. I'm sculpting cuts and boils, and oh, I'm making pus today. Like, you don't often get that opportunity with a lot of jobs. And it's a lot of fun just being disgusting and gross and making the most grotesque thing you can think of. And I love it when a director tells me to go hog wild, because I will, it will be stomach churning. So after 6 hours of makeup, this is the final project. He is one very beautiful zombie.
Spooky stuff. I don't think I need much help when it comes to being a zombie. Although, I am feeling a little hungry.
Oh, don't you say that. You just need to get some meat on those bones. Hey, speaking of food, next up, we have a doc about a delicious local kitchen and bakery, Courage Foods. It's time to get hungry. Let's take a look.
We are groceries, prepared foods, produce. We're in this little neighborhood at Kingston Road. We offer, I guess, an alternative grocery option in a limited capacity for the people that live in this neighborhood. I had a background in the service industry. I've always had a love of food. I've always baked. I was working as manager at a store in this very location for about 3.5 years. And then that store closed down, and basically the opportunity presented itself. I had to make a decision to leave it or to do my own version of the same kind of thing. At the time, Kingston Road was just starting to, I guess, come alive again. We had a cheese shop, we had a butcher shop. This had been sort of a little grocery store. So it made sense to continue. A huge goal in the store was to be accessible to the entire neighborhood, not to be exclusionary by any means. So we do try and keep a sort of range of prices in products available. We try and keep our prepared foods affordable for people. So we have people that, we know many of our customers by name. We get to see their families grow up. We'll go in the back and get spices or flour or sugar if people need, because we don't have it packaged on the shelf. So people really do feel that they can come in here, they can talk to us, they can feel welcome, they can feel cared for, and they can trust in the food that we're selling them. And I think that that's one of the comments that prevails among the customers is that, oh, it doesn't matter what you make, everything you make is good. And that's a wonderful response from the neighborhood, and that's something that we hear a lot.
Looks delicious. I wonder if they do Venezuelan cuisine just for me. There is nothing better than sitting down and enjoying a good meal, especially if it is with a special someone. Speaking of which, Marcel, can I ask you something? And answer honestly. Do you have Tinder or any other application on your phone right now?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. You'll never know, unless you swipe right.
I'll take that as a yes. Next up on the program, we have a documentary about how to navigate the wild world of online dating. Let's take a look.
My name is Alex Shizaki. I'm 24 years old, currently living in Toronto, Ontario, and I'm a film student at Centennial College. I've never been on a date. I've never had a relationship, and this is me joining online dating. Yay! How did I get to this point in my life? It was an interesting concept because, I was of the age back in the day when internet dating had just come out, and there was the whole scorn, like, oh, online dating, those aren't real relationships. That's not how you really meet somebody. So here I am. I've never touched a dating app in my life, and Tinder is asking for my Facebook? It's a little discomforting, but if I have to. A couple more authorization pop-ups, and I'm in. My first choice? An 18-year-old skater? Nope, that won't work.
When I first started using dating apps, I was looking for apps that had the ability to be immediate. That's why Grindr and Tinder were kind of the apps for me, because it's very quick. You know, with Tinder, it's like swipe, 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 swipe. It can be very quick and very immediate, and you get results right away.
Okay, hi guys, I just woke up, so it's about 2:35 in the morning, and I just got my first message. This guy called Max, and frankly, I think I'm too tired to really be shocked at this point. I think, sorry, I'll think probably gonna be more surprised tomorrow, but I'm a little, who messages at 2:30 in the morning? It didn't make any sense to me. Knee deep into my online dating experience, I decided to do a little research on the apps I was using. To my surprise, most of the popular apps being used today, including Tinder and OkCupid, are owned by the same company, an internet media company called IAC, the same one that developed Match.com, the first major dating service launched online, and the one that I grew up watching advertised on TV.
For me, when I started using a dating app, it was out of nowhere. Honestly, I've never used a dating app before. And I remember at the time what I was looking for was something that was simple to use, something that was quick, that I could meet a large variety of people in a short amount of time and get a very quick idea of maybe what I wanted at the time for me.
So it's day 3 of my online internet dating escapade. I'm currently using 2 applications, which is Tinder and OkCupid, because somehow I didn't manage to get Coffee Meets Bagel to work. I'm glad, because apparently having the 2 applications going at once is enough for me. I'm frankly getting tired of it. At the moment, I'm currently speaking to 2 men, one on each app. The first one's Matt on Tinder, and he seems like surprisingly a really decent guy. He's not asking these invasive questions, he's just asking how I'm doing and what my day's like. Versus the OkCupid guy, who's kind of likes to ask a little invasive questions, but he really likes the backpedal when I'm non-receptive. I'm learning a lot about myself through this, because I find that Tinder, it's just too easy. You know, you just swipe back and forth and you find people that you like and find people that you don't like, and I'm really learning a lot about my preferences, what I kind of lean towards in terms of facial features or personality-wise. Whereas OkCupid is a little disturbing. I'm getting some messages where they actually, instead of just saying, hi, how are you doing, they're opening up with, hey, beautiful, looking good today. Hey, beautiful, I see you there. Hey, honey, you look great in your profile pic, which is disturbing, to say the least.
I remember I downloaded Tinder first in probably October of 2013. I was 18 at the time. And I've just kind of been using apps like that ever since. Well, I mean, up until now, of course. Would I recommend online dating? I would say yes. It's totally a personal thing. Some people aren't comfortable with it, and that's understandable. I would rather that outlet that kind of allows you to meet new people and talk to new people without that expectation that, like, hey, you should spend $80 in drinks tonight.
Having heard some success stories, I felt a little more comfortable with the idea of meeting up with someone in person. So when Max asked me to go out for coffee, I decided to give him a chance. After everything, I'm feeling a little more confident that maybe this is for me. I'm starting to see why online dating has become more popular every day.
I guess it's nice to know that I'm not alone in the ever-changing world of internet dating.
You're definitely not alone, Marcel. According to Global News, more Canadians are seeking other ways of increasing their chances of getting a date, including paying other people to impersonate them for money. People are moving from meeting at bars to meeting through buttons. There's no question that online dating is here to stay. What do you think, Marcel? Marcel?
Yeah, huh?
Get off your phone, because we have reached the end of our show.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining us today on the show. We'll be back Tuesday and Friday with another segment of The Journal. My name is Marcel Lewis.
And I am Rosanna Cabas. Don't forget to check out our YouTube and Facebook pages. Now we have Asha Diaz performing once again for us, this time singing Skeletons. Take us away, Asha.
Treat me like I want you to, like I'm the only one who makes you feel like you. Treat me like I want you to, special and cruel. But I've been talking to you a lot, and what you say, it's not enough. I've been talking to these skeletons. I've been talking to these skeletons. I've been talking to these skeletons. Tell me you're no good. I've been talking to these skeletons. I've been talking, I've been talking to these skeletons. Tell me you're no good. And they tell me you're no good. Treat me like I need you to, like I'm the only one who makes you feel like you. Treat me like I need you to, special